Hey guys, good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Just starting to look at the market right now. It does seem like it is a red day today. So let's try to find out what's happening. Let's take a quick look at some earnings and feel free to just share anything in the comments about stocks. So let's get started. So like I mentioned right now, right? Dow right now is down about 0.57%. NASDAQ is down about 0.82%. And the S&P 500 is down 0.5%. Johnny, AQST breaking sloping resistance, big breakout coming. All analysts are now giving all buy ratings. Nice, Donnie. Haven't heard about that stock. Maybe you can share a little more information on the stock real quick for us. Never heard of them. So let's take a quick look at the overall market right now. Let me take a quick look at my portfolio. Let's see what's happening. What's going on, Sergio? How's it going? How's it going? Good morning. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Hope everybody had a good time with the family, with friends, or just got to relax. It's what the weekends are meant for. What's going on, Pilot? So we can see, I mean, a lot of stocks, I'm pretty sure, yeah, all my big players are pretty much red. But we can see, right, let's see, Redfin is down 5%, JD is down 5%, Unity is down 5%, but it's still sitting at 123. What's happening is that we are all bleeding, Jose. Super red day for me. Hey, buddy, good here. Hope yours was too. Yep, David, had a great weekend. Spent time with family, spent time with friends. But overall, right now, market does seem to take a beating. But at the same time, right, we have to look at things in perspective. Unity, for example, one of my big stocks, is down 5% right now. But it's still super green compared to where it was just a few weeks ago or just a week ago. Tesla 686, again, it's down about 4%. Not that bad compared to where it's been in the past. So I do feel last week was a very green week. So not too worried about the downness right now. We'll take a quick look at CNBC, see what they're trying to tell me in stock price. But Fastly's down 4%, Twilio down 4%. CrowdStrike, honestly, I am happy CrowdStrike is down. This is one of the stocks I want to buy this week. So hopefully CrowdStrike stays at these levels. So let's see. Pilot, what's going on, Pilot? Super red day, yeah, super red day for me. I haven't looked at my portfolio, but I'm guessing it is based on these numbers right now. NEO beat expectation 25%. Yeah, but NEO has definitely taken a hit. I saw it was up about 8%, but it's still sitting at $23. I still like NEO. I'm not planning on buying anything at the moment, though. I gave my list for the 4. Are you in NEO, Pilot, by any chance? Kendo, what do you think about Maps? They got the first target of $21 a share after their first ER after the SPAC merger with SSPK. So, Kendo, that is definitely not a market I am in. So I don't think I have any thoughts on that, Kendall. That market, I say, there's probably so much competition in that market, and I personally don't see too much. I personally, right, from my perspective, too much of a heavy moat for some of these companies. Again, I don't really do much research on it, so I can't talk too much about it, Kendall. But that's a market I tend to stay away from. So we can see C Limited does report earnings tomorrow. I'm super excited for C Limited. Let's actually take a quick look at earnings, but I want to see what is Nvidia. So that's the question, right, Julie? You're seeing a lot of red. Time to buy the dip, but how many layers is the dip? And that's where I kind of do with my overall buying process of buying the dip. Don't use all your money at once, right? Because you don't know exactly how many layers the dip is. And let me just say, Pilot, Danny, Julie, thank you for the support on the channel. Appreciate it. It means a lot to me. But yeah, Julie, if I do think it's a nice buying opportunities in certain stocks. Obviously, some other stocks are still kind of up there compared to last week. But the dip can continue to dip, so I like to layer my buying process as well. But at the moment, I don't think it's a big enough dip for me to really go get some buying power. I'm still doing with my Thursday purchases at the moment. Extraordinaire. What's going on, Alan, with Jumia? What's going on with Jumia? That one's, I don't see it here. Is it up? Is it down? That's down about 4.62% right now. Haven't really followed their earnings. It seems their earnings weren't as great as expected. Extraordinaire. Intel's chief is going for the White House for money. And Kendall, thanks for the feedback, Jose. Keep up the good work. I enjoy your content. Kendall, appreciate it. And sorry, like I said, there's certain markets, Kendo, I really don't follow. That is one of them. So I don't try to like give false information if I don't know it. But let's see, earnings this week. Super excited. I don't think there's an updated one, but Neo is today. Once I'm super excited are Roblox after hours. So I'm gonna do a Roblox video. Another one, Paysafe. Paysafe reported earnings today. This is one I've been keeping my eye out on, and today is down 14.21%. I'm happy with this, especially since this is one of my stocks that I'm planning on buying on Thursday. I hope it stays at these levels on Thursday. What's going on, Gordon? So that's what we have today. So the only one I think I'm super excited after close is Roblox. We have tomorrow. It's not here, but C Limited. C Limited is doing tomorrow in the market opens. I think that's the only one I'm excited for Monday open. Wednesday we have Nvidia, which is my number one stock right now. So I'm super excited. I don't really care which way the stock goes, but I am going to do a pre-earnings video on Nvidia just to see what things investors should keep an eye out, what things I'm personally keeping an eye out for Nvidia's earnings. So I'll probably drop that tomorrow or later today. So Nvidia is also there. Thursday, I don't think we have anything, and Friday, this is starting to get a slowness in earnings week again, but for sure. So, Pilot, is the Delta variant, port closure in China, and some news about possibility the herd immunity may not be reached anytime soon going to be bad for opening stocks this week. Another thing I heard, Pilot, I kind of was dabbling a little bit in CNBC, is the overall Fed here in the United States is kind of slowing down by September. Their overall, I believe, let's see, 5 things to know before the stock market opens. So China, some of the biggest impacts right now, right? China online shopping growth plunges to just 4% in July as retail sales disappoint. So right, not as fast growth in China as expected. And it's crazy, right? Because this is a market that on average has grown over 21% over the 5 years. But this is just in July, right? So sometimes you might have one bad month, you might have 2 bad months, but the overall yearly might still be strong. So this is one of the things. The second thing, and I do believe this is probably one of the main reasons, is there's growing support with the Feds to announce the tapering of bond purchases in September. So there's going to be a slowdown in kind of a central bank to begin slowing in asset purchases. I believe this is probably the biggest impact in stock prices right now, especially we're seeing a lot of U.S. stocks kind of taking a hit. So this kind of buying power, I believe, is the biggest reason for the stock. And then the other thing, I mean, we are seeing some form of more geographics type of tensions increasing. For example, here in Afghan. And then number 5, what else was number 5? It was just the Delta variant, right? Delta variant is a big wild card right now. So those are, I want to say, the major things impacting the market right now. And unfortunately, none of these have any definite answers. All of these are wild cards, right? Every single thing that we just mentioned is a wild card. So the volatility can continue for a nice amount of months in all these aspects. So I do believe for the market is going to continue to be volatile, especially on some of our high growth stocks. But let's see. So Sergio, gonna buy Paysafe after your video. I am going to take a quick look at Sergio on their earnings today. That video should be dropping out. I was collecting information already, so that video should drop out in the next 2 to 3 hours, Sergio, after I do my live stream. I don't know if you want to wait for that one instead, just to do a quick update on it. But from a quick glance, I did like their earnings, but I haven't really dug into Paysafe too much today. Kendall, you ever buy One Stop System? Yeah, One Stop System I purchased on December of 2020, I believe. Maybe even, I believe December of 2020. So that one is one of my favorite small companies right now that I own. It's only a tier 3 stock. I don't know how it's doing today. But this is one that I enjoy. I really like it for the overall products. At the same time, such a small company that is only a small portion of my portfolio. But I am in One Stop System, tier 3 stock for sure. Let's see what else. So what other earnings do we have today? I mean, nothing else. Pilot was away for PC a bit. Sorry for repetition. Neo beat expectations, spin up big today. Finally, the stock still undervalued. I do agree. Neo is probably one of my favorites single Chinese stocks outside of gaming right now, I think that is the only outside of gaming and e-commerce that I have. But unfortunately, with everything happening, right, it's definitely taken a huge beating. I mean, I do believe a good portion of the risk has been eliminated at these 20s levels. If I ever wanted to build a strong base position, this would be the time for me to build up in NIO. So let's see what else. Marty, what's going on, Marty? You think Coupon is a buy right now? So Coupon right now, I haven't looked at their earnings. How did they do after earnings? So they definitely are seeing better days. I wonder why the stock price. So stock price for Coupon is down 3.4%. The only reason I would guess this is happening is maybe some investors might be first overall volatility in the market, but I do want to say maybe some investors might be kind of, even though it is not a Chinese company, we saw a slowdown in Chinese e-commerce stocks. So I'm guessing investors might kind of be like, hey, Southeast Asia, it might be doing the same thing. So they might not be expecting huge revenue growth this upcoming quarter, especially since slowdown in July in online shopping. Again, this information is based off China's numbers. But some investors can kind of be correlating that, hey, maybe Coupon might be in the same boat for the month of July. So maybe this is a stock-wise drop to 3.4%. Unfortunately, Marty, I haven't really done too much information lately to know where it's at right now, and I didn't look at their earnings. I do want to say this mid 35 was one of the strongest support levels. It's kind of broke out of it. So it can kind of go anywhere in form of volatile wise. I wish it would have stayed above that 35 price point, but it still has a few days before it can close back up in that candle. So Gordon, let's see. Let's see Maggie. Maggie, thank you for the support as well. Maggie, I like Roblox. I got an IPO, but sold it when it was 93. I think it has potential to go 100 plus for sure, right? Roblox is definitely a strong growth company, Maggie, right? I am a big gaming investor, even though I don't have Roblox. I could see the huge potential in Roblox. I think right now, I mean, overall volatility in the market definitely has the stock price down 4.36%. I believe maybe some investors are worried, right? We see a lot of, we saw a lot of social companies like Pinterest, like Etsy see a decrease in monthly active users. One of the reasons they say people are spending more time outside. Fiverr just said the same thing on their earnings that, hey, more people are outside, so we're seeing less revenue from there. So I'm guessing Roblox investors might be a little bit worried that, hey, they might be seeing a little bit of a slowdown right now. The only other thing, though, is kids most likely stay at home during summer, and they have more time to play. So I can see both sides of seeing an increase in daily active users during the summer time frame, but also a decrease at the same time. But I do like Roblox, where the potential of it going. So there's a huge growth story for Roblox, right? I think right now investors are just going to be more worried about that monthly active users, but this is a money-making machine, right? If you were, let's see, and if we take a look at App Annie, which we get to look at the top apps right now. Let's see. I think Google Play has a little bit more market share, United States, and let's take a look at overall. Here we can see Roblox in the United States is number 8 on overall applications. Let's take a look at some other big countries. Maybe let's take a look at, I don't know if Brazil has Roblox. I don't know. Actually, yeah. So in Brazil, I think Brazil makes most of the Latin America revenue. So look, in Brazil, Roblox is number 4. Mexico is definitely one up there as well. Let's take a quick look at Mexico. Mexico right now, Roblox is number 4 as well. Give me some other big countries, guys. Maybe let's take a quick look. I don't know, Canada. Canada, Roblox is number 8. Maybe let's look at. But overall, right, I mean, I'm pretty sure, let's go Peru. I'm just clicking random. Peru, Roblox is number 8. So, nope, actually, Roblox is, number 8. So, overall, we can see huge grossing from Roblox platform. So, I can definitely see this company showing some strong numbers. Disney Plus, for example, has been up here, and their earnings were amazing. So, there's a huge potential that Roblox can actually, especially after this decrease, can have a nice earnings. Hello, I keep thinking you're seeing NEO. I remember that meme stock. Yeah, I'm not a NEO. So let's see. Dewey, okay, Ben. China ruined my stocks today. Ben, I do believe it's a little bit more, right? We have that. We have those two. happening right now. We also have a little more talks about the Delta variant. And finally, we also had the slowdown in the federal bank, in banking, kind of slowing down their asset purchases. So all four, I want to say all four of those things are kind of really impacting it, right? So the growing support for central bank to begin slowing its asset purchases in September. The overall chaotic that's happening all around the world right now, Delta variant, and the slowdown in online sales in China are the four biggest flags that are really driving the stock market today. But remember, as long-term investors, this volatility is pretty much, I want to say, sometimes buying opportunities. Volatility is just noise at the end of the days. For long-term investors, I really could care less if my portfolio is down 2-3% today, right? Because I am a long-term investor. So let's see, Ben, if you're going to buy, what price target would you go in on Nvidia? So that's a very difficult question for me, or not difficult, but a few different answers. So first, it depends, Ben. It depends if I have fractional trading. If I have fractional trading and free investing fees, Nvidia, I would buy a small position almost at any levels just to get some skin in the game if I didn't. Now, a different situation. I do have a big position in Nvidia. And right now, Nvidia, if I ever wanted to really buy a huge base, it would have to be somewhere in the 140s, 150s. I don't know if we'll ever get there. Obviously, I wish we, I don't know if I wish, if we do, obviously big buying opportunity for me. But that's when I would go really big in the 140s, 150s. If I wanted to get, that's a big position. A small position, really small position, skin in the game right now. A medium-sized position would probably be something in the 160s. So it all depends on where it's at and what type of position I'm trying to build, Ben. So different answers depending on, and it all depends about volatility. But my biggest position size would be between the 140s and 150s. So Adam, what's going on? Hey Jose, China announced that young kids under 18-year-old can't play video games after 10 p.m. Do you think this can affect China's video games company in particular? Yes, Adam. I mean, I haven't really looked at that news yet. That's pretty insane, for sure. The only other thing I would, we would have to see is what is the gaming demographics already there? What's the aging demographics? What is the aging percentage? But I do believe in short term it would affect things like China, like Tencent, like Huya. And let me take a quick look at Tencent. Tencent is down 4%. Again, this is overall digital sales. Again, everything in the market, so I can't really say if that's the real reason Tencent is down right now 4%. But the things like that can definitely impact Huya, Tencent, and Dojo, in my opinion. So let's see. CHPT. I don't know what I just said. ChargePoint, I believe. I haven't really looked at this. Let's take a quick look at it, Maggie. Let me just take a quick look at some other questions. But Maggie, we'll definitely look at this one. So Kendall, let's see. EA, a buy. I own 10 shares at 135 and think the growing opportunity of Apex Legends with people switching over from Warzone and the release of Battlefield 2024, I'm considering doubling my holdings. So Kendall, right? EA Games, I believe there's plenty of bullish flags for EA Games, right? I mean, EA Games, one of the first things is I do believe they make a good portion of their money from FIFA actually, and the online sports skins and whatever the loot boxes within their sports games. So I mean, EA Games, unfortunately, it sucks for gamers, but they have really made a strong business off their loot boxes and stuff like that, right? FIFA, The Sims 4, right? Sims continues to drop expansions and other products, and this is almost like a reoccurring revenue for them. Madden NFL, Star Wars, right? So I do believe overall EA Games has a good, in my opinion, a good game base, especially now with EA Play as well. They're really improving their margins with all this. So at the moment, EA Games is probably not my favorite gaming investments because it's not a high growth style. But let's say if it was in my portfolio, I wouldn't be too mad about it. Let me take a quick look at overall technicals. I want to say in forms of technicals, the stock price is not overextended. A good portion of the risk has been eliminated. And let's take a quick look at Y charts. EA Games real quick. Let me take a quick look at price to sales ratio. Let's see, past 3 years. A little bit higher than usual, but let's take a look at EV to EBITDA forward. They just made some recent acquisitions, and this stock again, it's EV to EBITDA of 14, not the cheapest it's been, but not the most expensive. I do believe it's right now properly valued to some extent. But definitely huge potential, especially with mobile gaming continuing to increase in a lot of international companies. For me, the overall gaming play is still a strong play for the upcoming years. So Maggie, let's actually take a quick look at ChargePoint. So ChargePoint, not too familiar with them. I'm guessing based on the name, they do with some form of EV charging. First thing I want to say, that is a market that has definitely taken a huge pullback. We can see from where the stock price is down, it was kind of peaked all the way down here. I do believe right now it is sitting at huge support levels. We can see right here a lot of volume there, and it's definitely kind of bounced off this area. So I do believe right now a good portion of the risk has been eliminated. If we take a look at simply Wall Street, let's see where ChargePoint has been fundamentally. Right, Maggie, let's look ChargePoint right now. Super small company, $7.7 billion, right? Market cap, not that big. And let me zoom in. Maybe you guys can see a little bit better. Future growth. This company is expected to grow 44.3% on average for the next 3 to 5 years. So it is a high growth company. Unfortunately, right off the bat, we can see this is a company that's not profitable and not positive in cash flow from operations. So right off the bat, this would be, hey, this is a yellow flag. Doesn't mean it's a bad investment. It's just, hey, there's a little bit more risk behind it. So maybe not open up with a big position. For me, right off the bat, the EV market, not profitable, not positive in cash flow. It would be more of like a tier 3 stock. So a small position, but at the same time, if it does become a leader, it can provide strong returns. One of my favorite flags right now is they have plenty of cash at hands. So $600 million in cash, no debt to their names. Let's take a quick look. So $600 million in cash, and how much money are they expected to burn, or how much money they burned in cash flow from operations? They burned about 94 million in cash flow from operations per year. So they have plenty of cash to kind of survive multiple years. So overall, the company going down anytime soon, not something I would worry about. But because they're not profitable, because they're not positive, this is a company I would expect to do a lot of offerings. Not a lot, but would expect it to have a higher chance of doing offerings or some more form of share dilutions. So some of the yellow flags, again, if I was bullish in this market right now in forms of technicals, this would be a position I wouldn't mind entering on, but at the same time, it would never be a big position based on where it's at in the overall business, right? Still super early. I just want to take a quick look at ownership right now. Venture capitals and private equity firms own a good portion of the company. General public own another. I was actually wondering if insiders own the good portion, but they don't. So let's see. Hi, Jose. What do you think of CrowdStrike price at the moment? So Valerian, if you haven't watched my video yesterday, I did my 4 stocks I'm planning to buy this week. So where I talk about pretty much 4 stocks that I don't buy all 4, but CrowdStrike was one of them. CrowdStrike now dropping 4.6%. It is a little, it's being a more attractive, for sure, more attractive at these levels for sure. So let's see, Maggie, I answered. So Maggie, I took a look. What else do we have? Pilot, speculative play. If Vaxart makes an approved tablet vaccine cure for COVID, it could be used globally. Even third world countries with low infrastructure can literally be sent in post to everyone. That's actually a pretty interesting news. I don't follow Vaxarax or the overall COVID plays, right? I haven't really... I know this is a stock that's been very volatile. It jumped like crazy, right, on certain news. I wonder if it's what that news was. But this is a huge volatile market. To me, the overall pharmaceutical bio market is not one I'm too invested in. It's not a market I understand. But agree, right? It's something. It's definitely a speculative play, pilot. If stuff like that comes out, definitely just the news alone could drive the stock price. Especially no cold storage, logistics, anti-vaxxers may be more willing. They're getting there. I don't speculate often, but a few bucks on this stocks could be gold. That's actually very true, pilot, and definitely thank you for bringing it up. I'm gonna go talk to my wife about this one. She usually follows a lot of these pharmaceutical companies from time to time, so I'll see what's happening there. So let's see, Ben, what do you think about LM? Is that Lockheed Martin? LM? Nope, LM, Lingo Media. Never, I don't think I've heard of them. Right off the bat, not liking their charts. But another thing I'm not liking right off the bat, is this it? Ben Perez, Lingo Media. I'm going to say if this is another thing I'm not liking is you can see these flags right here, or these candlesticks, they barely move. This tells me this is a company that has very, 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 very low volume. And usually I don't kind of get into stocks like that. But Pen, or do you mean LMT? Which one? LM stock. This one's not coming out. You did mean Lockheed Martin. Okay, that's a whole different thing. All right, Lockheed Martin. Definitely I mean, I think some of these big players. Let me say, I did work for just full disclosure, I did work for one that might be considered a competitor to them. But the overall market, I think, the overall aerospace defense market is one that I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. I do think some of these big players are ones that are not going to be growing as big, right? I don't think they're going to be growing crazy levels. I personally, if I ever want to enter in the aerospace market, me personally, I believe the biggest advantages or the biggest performance-wise are going to be in the small companies that already have some form of partnerships with those with these big players. So let's say if it was an aerospace company with less than $10 billion market cap, but already has partnerships with Lockheed Martin's, with General Dynamics, with Boeing. Because to get those partnerships or being able to sell to companies like that takes a long time. And once you kind of get within them, it's a very sticky situation. You're really stuck with them to some extent, because it's very costly, for example, some of these companies to vet some of these consumers that they're buying. So once they found someone, it works really well. So for me, I like companies that are in the aerospace market but have a smaller market cap, because I do believe some of these big players, Lockheed, General Dynamics, Boeing, Grumman, are going to purchase them because they are so small market cap. And it's very hard once you kind of entered into the market. I do believe it's already a good play for it. So that's why One Stop System, right? One Stop System, super small market cap. It is already entering in the aero defense company. Full disclosure, I do own One Stop System. But this is one of the reasons I do like it. One Stop System already has partnerships, or is being, not partnerships, they're being, they have their customers to some of these big players. So One Stop System, I prefer the smaller market cap companies in the aero defense. Lockheed Martin, for example, or some of these big players, these are more, I want to say, dividend plays. I want to say right now the stock price is not overextended. If I was to ever build a position, if I wasn't looking for huge growth, maybe I was looking for more stability. Right now, Lockheed Martin is definitely looking at some attractive levels. If we take a quick look at the overall fundamentals, let's see, Lockheed Martin. And guys, feel free to post on the comments any stocks you guys want to take a quick look at. What's going on, Fizz? How was your meeting? Pre-market was looking fine, then I just looked again. Yeah, we can take a quick look at what's happening in the market. But Lockheed Martin, for example, right now, not expected to grow crazy levels, but you get a company that's profitable in earnings, positive in cash flow from operations, pays you a dividend. They have a strong financial health, and with this financial health, they have, plenty of long-term assets. This is probably their buildings and all the IP that they have. And not much debt, right? Compared to their long-term assets, it depends on where the business is at to really take a quick look at their balance sheet. But Lockheed Martin, more of a slow grower, want to kind of build up a position if you're kind of out of growth stocks at the moment. So let's see. So Fizz, right? We are definitely no meetings today. I'm on vacation. Oh, Fizz, you're still on vacation. Awesome. Fizz, we can definitely see some of the biggest impacts, I think, in the stock market right now are, one is definitely this. China's online shopping growth plunges to just 4% in July as retail sales disappoint. So for the month of July, China's growth was not there. So a little worrisome there for some investors. The second thing is there's growing support within the Fed to announce the tapering of bond purchases in September. So central bank is to begin slowing its asset repurchase in September. It's not announced yet, but there are rising number in voices. So I do believe this is the second thing really affecting stock prices. I think this is the main thing affecting stock prices, though. Even though it's the second thing we just saw, it is the main thing right now, as investors are a little bit worried about this. Third thing, just the overall geographics. We're kind of having a lot of tensions worldwide. Afghanistan, right, would be one of them. And number 5 is just the big wild card. This Delta variant continue to really spark things up. Things are starting to close up. People are mandating vaccines in certain states and stuff like that. So I do believe today is just the perfect storm of everything out there. So everything out there right now is just creating this perfect storm for the stock price to kind of bleed today. Another thing, I mean, last week I feel like we had a very strong week in a lot of growth stocks last week. So sometimes after we had some great weeks, a great day, we shouldn't be too upset having a crazy a bleeding day. But overall, my market today is down. I want to say probably 2-3% at least. There's nothing really keeping my portfolio up. Some of my big players aren't down too much. Let's see. With Nvidia right now, they do earnings this week, down 3%. AMD down 3%. Where Unity is down a bit, 4.5%, but it's still super high compared to where it was a few days ago. Fizz, today is your first day of vacation. Nice. So 2 weeks from here. Danny, we playing the volatility toe for holding great companies. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? With Fizz, 100% long companies, long-term investors, this volatility is just noise at the end of the day. Jose, Jewy, any news on the housing market? Is that anything you follow or have news off? Sometimes that can help see where the market is going. I don't follow it too much. I don't say I follow it, Jewy. But I don't, something, if there was any recent news right now, I would think it was trending. At the moment, it doesn't seem like that's something trending. And unfortunately, I do believe trending articles are what do cause a bit of volatility in the market. Kiram, bleeding heavy. Hopefully, things turn around. Rizviz, Peloton barely green for you. Haha, Danny. Unfortunately, since I'm also part swing trader, I'm taking a beating today. Danny, best of luck on those swing trades. So guys, are you guys excited for any weeks? Good stocks to consider buying right now. AP, for me, I kind of shared the stocks I'm planning on buying this week on my recent video. I did 4 stocks. So those 4 stocks, if you want to take a look at the video, feel free, but they are DraftKings for me, CrowdStrike. I think CrowdStrike is probably one of my favorite ones right now in forms of the ones I was keeping an eye out. CrowdStrike cybersecurity market is kind of pulled back a nice amount right now from its peak. It's not overextended too much. So CrowdStrike would be a time where I would kind of open up a nice position, increase my skin in the game. Paysafe, I do believe, I haven't looked at their earnings. I don't think they were bad. Investors think they were bad. And SoFi, right? So this week I'm really focusing on fintech companies. So that's why I kind of wanted to do Paysafe and SoFi. I still don't know which of the two I haven't. DraftKings, definitely the market they're doing. I think they're doing great moves. I really do think DraftKings, with the recent acquisition, with the recent move to marketplace, they're just showing that, hey, they are a very innovative company in my opinion. So DraftKings made it this list. CrowdStrike, I think the cybersecurity market is still one that's super heavy on, that's going to continue to grow. CrowdStrike is one of the few leaders I know right now. Gordon, I know Gordon and Hassan. Hassan, I know you've talked about it. You guys have both talking about Sentinel-1, I believe. I think it was you, Hassan. But Gordon, I haven't really done too much information in Sentinel-1. I do see CrowdStrike still being one of the big players in the market right now. So at the moment, I'm happy with CrowdStrike. Maybe in the future, I might start looking at Sentinel-1. So let's see. David, very couple of weeks not upset at all. Yeah, it's actually right, Dave. It's actually been a couple of weeks of strong markets. So even though, like I said, long-term investors, we got to deal with this volatility. Guys, if you guys are new here, make sure to join the live stream. Let me give you guys the live stream so you guys, not the live stream, the Discord channel, so you guys can constantly feel free. I post every time I buy stocks. We have a lot of great investors there. And make sure, guys, to hit me the thumbs up. I appreciate it so much. It helps so much with the overall channel. And I'm trying to look for the Discord group. Give me a quick second. Thank you, David, for that, for reminding me to do that. So pin message. Feel free to join the Discord channel, guys. It's free. We have a lot of great investors there. I post every time I buy and sell. Right now, if you are new to the channel, my name is Jose Najarro. I am a long-term stock market investor. Right now, I'm sitting with a little bit over six-figure portfolio, and it's not any secret method or something. I just dollar cost average on a weekly basis, buying strong companies, and that's been working so far. So I hope it continues to work. But guys, appreciate the support. I do a lot of gaming, technology, AR companies, mainly focus on growth stocks, but I definitely take a look at all types of stocks as well. So Fizz, I have no cash. If we're red again tomorrow, maybe I'll sell my company shares. Fizz, yeah, I feel like if we're down a little bit more, maybe I might think of getting some backup in form of cash. At the moment, I'm good right now. Danny, starting scaling into DraftKings at around the 42 support. Yeah, so I do believe that would probably be the best time to get Danny into DraftKings. I don't believe right now is a bad time to open up a small position or so, but a big position builder, if we ever get to those support levels, especially where I see DraftKings kind of heading into the future, if we get into 42, this is one that we'll make it back, I want to say, into tier 2. We'll make it into a tier 2 stock, no problem. I'm really liking where DraftKings is. Same with CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike, if we ever get it somewhere in the low 200s, another one that I wouldn't mind getting into the high tier 2 stocks in my portfolio. Kendall, Corsair has pulled back quite a bit. I know you're bullish on gaming stocks. Should I take initiate position current prices, or will it breed more? So Kendall, obviously I wouldn't know if it could bleed more. Volatility, that's the overall thing in the market right now. I mean, I do want to say this is right. Some of these lines I've had for a few times, for a few months or a few days, right? It's kind of sitting around that $26.49. Corsair, I mean, I do like their products. I personally use their products on a daily basis. I don't think Corsair would be my first gaming play, but let's say I was looking for, if I already have plenty of gaming plays, I have Unity, I have Tencent, I have Huya, I have Skills, I have a lot of gaming plays. So maybe if I want to start looking for something in the hardware play, Corsair would be a company for sure I would look at, especially at these levels. It wouldn't be my first gaming play. There's, I want to say, better gaming opportunities out there. Actually, maybe in stock price. In forms of stock price, I think Corsair is probably the better buy. In forms of gaming plays, I think we have a lot of more high growth companies out there for sure. Fizz, we're back to levels not seen for 1 to 2 weeks. Agree, right? It's been a crazy volatile, great week for us in the past 2 weeks. Let's hope this week, I mean, let's say, hopefully it's just 2 days of some downturn. But again, buying opportunities are buying opportunities. So I hope Thursday is another red day so I can buy better shares. David Becker, Disney did some strong numbers on earnings, right? They did, I believe they showed strong numbers in subscribers. I have to say, man, this App Annie, let me say, if App Annie has been really good with me right now. They told me Disney was showing strong number growth. I was happy with Disney Plus. If Roblox today gives me strong numbers as well, if Roblox today kind of goes up on earnings because they provided a lot of money coming in, I do think App Annie is gonna be something I'm gonna keep an eye out for a longer time from, especially for some of these gaming investings, because Disney Plus has been in the top positions. If Roblox does well tonight. I feel Garena and C Limited are going to be super strong, because C Limited has been number 1, number 2, or number 3 in some of these big countries. So Fizz, have you looked into Sentinel-1 much yet in the site? No, Fizz, I haven't looked into Sentinel-1 yet. Sentinel-1's earnings next month, if their growth is still 90%, I'll start. Wow. I know cybersecurity, CrowdStrike does earnings this week. Not this week, this month, August 27th, I believe. Pilot, thanks for today. Gotta go. Pilot, take care. Lots of volatile news ahead. We'll be online a lot. Jose, what was the Clubhouse podcast you mentioned? Where, when, about? How do we listen? So, Pilot, Clubhouse, that's like a live streaming audio. You have to have the application on your phone. It's an online application, and then you can follow me. You would just look for me, Jose Najarro. I don't know if you still need an invite. If you do, Pilot, message me on my Discord channel, and I'll get you an invite to that. And feel free to anybody that joins the Discord channel, if they want to join Clubhouse, feel free to just message me. And I do that. I do Clubhouses every Tuesdays and Thursdays. there, and we just talk with a lot of different investors, see what the market is doing, any recent news. So Dow, right? I mean, let's take a quick look at the market. Dow is kind of pulling back up right now. We have Nasdaq it kind of seems like it bottomed out for a bit and it's kind of pulling back up. Same with the S&P. I mean, overall markets, let's take a quick look at the overall maps. We see a lot of red right now in semiconductors. And I did mention this earlier. I did believe the semiconductor is a bit overextended. At the same time, I have no thoughts of selling any of my stocks. Nvidia is down 3%. AMD is also down 3.3% at the moment. Amazon, wow, Amazon is taking a beating, down 2%. I wonder, Kendall, are you in any crypto plays? So I do have, Kendall, I haven't purchased, let me just say this, I haven't purchased any crypto, I want to say in 3 years. But I do have a position in Ethereum and Bitcoin. I believe those are the two I have. But again, I haven't purchased them in I want to say in 3 years. But I do, for example, if I kind of try to follow it a bit, not something I'm actively investing. Like I said, it's been 3 years since I probably purchased anything. I almost forgot about it until Coinbase went IPO and I opened up my my overall account. So Amazon right now is, and compared to my overall portfolio, let's say my portfolio was 100%, crypto is probably like 4% of my portfolio. Yeah, so whatever my portfolio size is right now, I want to say it's around 3 to 4%. Unity had a big rally. Do you think we can get a pullback? Hassan, I do think we're getting the pullback right now. And I do want to say, hold on, Amazon is down 2.17% today. I want to say maybe Amazon is down after that China slowdown news in online sales. Some people might be worried about Amazon that, hey, even though they're not in China, that kind of sentiment is also happening here in the United States. Tesla is down 5% today. That's pretty insane. I haven't really seen what's happening with Tesla. CRM, I mean, we can see what is green. We do see some green. So consumer defensives are green. Healthcare is also green today. It does seem like it seems probably that crypto wild card from Delta variant is kind of doing some form of play, especially if we see the healthcare market up today. So Hassan, Unity, right? I mean, Unity is definitely seeing a nice pullback today. It's down 4.6%. It tried to break over this level I had right here. It hasn't seemed, I mean, obviously market volatility, we can definitely continue to get a pullback on the stock. I hope not. But volatility, it can definitely go any way, Hassan. I do believe they had strong earnings, but maybe the excitement is kind of leaving the company after their earnings last week. Biscuit, nobody in China can afford to shop after their market took a beating in their last. That's actually, I mean, interesting. Not interesting thoughts for sure, Fizz. Right? I wouldn't say a far-fetched idea. Yo, Fizz, do you remember what's the company that Farfetch used to be, or not Farfetch? It was a company, Unity. I think you know it, Fizz. It's a company that they buy products from Amazon, and then they kind of or they look for small companies that are selling things on Amazon. They buy those companies and then they start to make them better. I think you might know about them, Fizz. But in the meantime, when you get me that answer, let's take a quick look. So earnings this week, we have C Limited tomorrow, ATER. And what is the company's name? This is not related. I don't really want to take a quick look at the stock. Aterian. All right, I'm just remembering. Aterian. I just needed to remember the name. Thank you, Fizz. But let's see. It's down. Make them better. It's down like 90%. Hopefully this is not the stock I'm thinking or the company I'm thinking. But yeah, that's crazy. 6 months down 91%. Year to date, down 77 from 52-week high. Down that. I mean, pretty crazy. I've seen some people talk about them though, right? I mean, it's pretty popular. It was pretty popular earlier on this year. So let's see, anybody have any stocks they want to take a quick look at? Feel free. We got plenty of people watching right now. If you have any stocks, like I said, any stocks, I'll take a look at them. We can take a quick look at technicals. We can take a quick look at fundamentals, whatever you want. David, all right. Man, you guys should have been faster. So we have STNE. So Stone, I believe, is one of the few fintech companies in the international market that Berkshire is invested in. So Stone stock, did they report earnings yet? And don't forget to slap that like button for sure. Thanks, Dave. Let's get some likes on this video if we can. So we have 52 people watching right now, guys. I just want to say thank you so much for the support. It really means a lot. All right, Stone. So right now we can see in the past 6 months, it's definitely taken a beating. So this is an international fintech company. It's down about 45% from its 6-month high. Let's take a look from its 52-week high. From its 52-week high, the stock has taken a huge hit, down 45%. But if we take a look at fundamentals, let's take a quick look at fundamentals. So like I mentioned, fintech company they provide technology solutions to merchants and integrated partners to conduct electronic commerce across e-stores, online, and mobile channels in Brazil. So $16.5 billion market cap. Future growth. This company is expected to grow 24.5% on average for the next 2 to 5 years. They are positive in earnings. They are positive in cash flow from operations a little bit off the bat, but they're trending upwards. So overall, things are looking pretty good. If we take a look at their financial health, they have $11.2 billion in cash and short-term investments and $6 billion in debt. So fundamentally in a strong place. Ownership, let's take a quick look. I do believe Berkshire owns 3.4% of this business. And we can see institutions own most of it. Private companies also own a good portion of the company. So overall, fundamentally, I like Stone. So let me just say it is in my portfolio. Stone, if we take a look at technicals, I mean, right now, I do believe the international market is taking a huge hit, but I like it where it's at, right? We see plenty of volume right here. We can see plenty of volume right there. Let me just cancel this right here. So we see plenty of volume here. That's where the stock price is sitting. We also see the long-term moving average there. So I do believe a good portion of the risk has been eliminated. If I ever wanted to really build up a position on Stone today, these levels, not today, but these levels are what I would say are attractive. Now, if we take a look at earnings, when did they report earnings? They reported earnings, let's see, investors relations. So they're expected to announce earnings. So they did announce earnings on June 1st. Let's take a quick look at their presentations. I just want to see how they're doing. So Stone, Brazil definitely is taking a huge impact due to COVID, right? So they're saying things are kind of recovering there. Marketing investments have increased. Active clients are growing 36%. Quarterly net adds in small medium businesses are also increasing quarterly payments. Let me just take a quick look. This is not difficult. I really want to look at earnings release instead. Come on, just give me great information. So total revenue, an increase of 21% compared to the same time last year. They are profitable in adjusted EBITDA. They're also profitable in earnings, in net income, in GAAP earnings. So overall, I like this as a fintech play. Definitely one I want to do a little more. I would probably have to do another video on. But the fintech market, I think, is super bullish right now, especially in some of these upcoming countries, like Brazil. The overall growth from digital, where the digital market, the digital wallet is still such a slow portion. And we see companies like Meli doing great in Brazil. I think when you see e-commerce going up, you also see fintech companies continue to go up. And Meli did amazing. So if Meli is doing great, I do think that's great news for companies like Stone. And Meli did have a great year. So let's see, another one. David Becker wants to take a look at TBLA. So let's take a quick look at TBLA. You guys all have strong stocks. So Taboola, I haven't really heard of them. Taboola is a public advertisement company headquarters in New York City. So they are in the ad tech market. Let's start off with fundamentals for Taboola, if that's even how you say it. So TBLA, Taboola.com. So super small market cap, $1.9 billion. They operate in an artificial intelligence-based algorithm engine platform in Israel, the United States. Taboola. Is this... I want to make sure I'm not thinking of another company. Let me just make sure. Go to taboola.com. Reach your consumers on websites. Okay, so they are an ad tech company. So first thing right off the bat, I want to say, David Becker, is they give you all these words: artificial intelligence, algorithm, engine platforms, to really kind of grab content, to grab investors' attention. Overall, an ad tech company right now. So right now, they are expected to grow 12.5% on average for the next 3 to 5 years. This is actually interesting. I feel like most ad tech companies are growing at faster levels. The company right now is positive in cash flow from operations. They're not positive in earnings, though. I don't really care. Cash flow from operations is probably the GOAT in investment. Super small market cap. health. Right now, they have plenty of cash, $508 million in cash and short-term investments, and no debt to the name. So right off the bat, I want to say more than 25% of their market cap is actually being covered by cash and short-term investments. So that's actually super bullish in my opinion. If we take a quick look at ownership, I want to see general public owns a good portion, so institutions aren't in. Their overall insiders, the founder only owns 2.5%. In all honesty, a small company that's founder led, is he the CEO? Yes. Unfortunately, sometimes if you're a founder led, super small company of $1.8 billion, and you're still the CEO and only own 2.4%, sometimes that to me might be, I want to say, not the greatest bullish flags. But overall, this market overall fundamentally looks great. Let's take a quick look at this company in form of technicals. TBLA, again, right, one that's definitely taken a beating. I mean, there's really no support level. It just keeps on dropping. I mean, around this level, it's kind of tested it twice, but this is definitely going to be a very, very volatile stock. Fundamentals look good. I want to say there are definitely a lot of players. We can see, right, David Becker on the ad tech market. So what makes them different from everybody else would be the real question. So let's see, Jose, we got Dre. Let me see if any, let me just make sure no members have requested a stock, and let me see any questions. Hi Jose, could you check the trade desk? TTD. We have pins. Kendo, I have definitely done a few videos on pins. Definitely check that out. Alex Futu, I haven't looked at that one so much, but for sure. Carlo, me and my wife lived in Brazil, and Pago Seguro is more popular than StoneCo. I do believe there are two different methods, right? StoneCo is more of an enterprise platforms compared to Pago Seguro, right? But Carlo, but I saw some Brazilian YouTuber videos, and StoneCo is cheaper. So definitely, I mean, fintech, international fintech companies. But thank you, Carlo. Appreciate that insight. I will have to take a closer look at Pago Seguro next. Riz Fizz, add another 1 billion to the market cap for each buzzword. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Jose, you should check out the most recent Brian Ferroli video on 10 mega trends for the next 10 years. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be what? Augmented reality, machine learning, gaming, EV markets. What else do we have there? But pretty interesting for sure. David Becker, thanks. Started as a SPAC. Oh, did it. AQST to the moon. Woo, guys. I mean, you guys gave me too much work. I just did 2 stocks right now. I think my brain is having mind fog. I do need to go have breakfast, guys. But thank you so much. I will be on tomorrow, guys. Appreciate the support. Let's hope the market doesn't really take too much of a... Actually, I don't mind. If it takes a big beating, we can do more buying opportunities. Remember, as long-term investors, guys, the market volatility is just noise, right? We're investing in strong companies. Strong companies, don't let them dictate you, or don't get that emotions based on one-day price actions. If we do our due diligence, if we invest in strong companies, a 4 or 5% day sucks, down day sucks, but it's not the worst thing, right? I mean, it could just be buying opportunities for some of us. So guys, I do hope everybody has a good day. I will be posting at least 2 videos today. And we have Nvidia this upcoming Wednesday, Nvidia earnings, and we have C Limited earnings tomorrow. So take care, guys. Have a good day, and see you later. Peace out. Time to end the stream. Ending.